Very interesting. So, okay, and then you two, because I know there's something, I don't know if you guys noticed what just went down just now, but I'm going to break it. I was listening very intently. So, when you tell a guy, the question I asked was, Issa, are you okay with content with the fact that he's probably not going to contact you again after that? If you're going to say that, you're okay with it, right?
Perfectly fine.
What about you?
I can't say he's not going to contact me again because he's going to contact me again. So,
okay.
That's true.
Yeah, but that's what I'm trying to say. If it's a guy that you like, that you know he don't fuck around, are you okay saying that, knowing that he might not contact you again?
I can't really think in that way because I'm going to get contacted again. Sorry. I don't have
and that is modern day hubris right there. Female
I don't know,
hubris.
if you really fucking with me, you like contact me.
I
again,
just said something came up.
Kill
something
it.
came up.
Nope.
If
a chick wants to reschedule, you're done. Period. And if a chick is feeling you, she will not reschedule. She gonna do whatever she gotta. If she gotta get a babysitter, she gotta tell her mom, like, Mom, I'm sorry it's your birthday, but the big homie done pulled up. She gonna make it happen.
Facts.
Women will not reschedule if they're interested in you, and a man who's worth anything will not deal with you if you want to reschedule. Why?
Exactly.
Because we got more we could just pull straight off the bench.
What scenario would make you? What would be the scenario for you to be like, all right, I'll take that?
If a chick try to reschedule,
Yeah.
I could not think of anything currently.
He got way too many.
Why would you take it that personal?
I don't know.
You know, things happen in life.
Because trip on this. Everything that a woman asks for, I want a man to be 6 foot plus. Check. I want a man to be an athlete. Check. I want a man to be educated. Check. I want a man to have money. Check. I want a man to have personality, sense of humor. Check. I want a man my family gonna like. Check. What I need to play with you for? If you want to reschedule, baby, you can reschedule. But what it lets me know is you don't know how to recognize value.
Mm-hmm.
You see the big homie and you can't tell it's the big homie. So that lets me know you've been dealing with the little homie. So you confuse me for one of them little rascals. So, you know, we're going to let you go on about your business and we're going to put somebody in there who get the job done.
Sheesh. Well, can I say something real quick? Because like I've genuinely, like, I've been in a situation where your version of a high class man, he lines up with those ideals. And I've told him, I was like, look, you know, I'm very forgetful. So I made a schedule.
I see. You forgot the question when they came around. Yeah.
So I'll be like, oh dang, you know what? I did say I was gonna do this with my family at blank time today, but I should be done by this time if I really care and I really wanted to see him. And most of the time they're like cool with it as long as they don't have anything going on. If not, then we literally just go for the next day that our schedules align. So for me, I know when I generally give an excuse and like I am generally into him, I know he's gonna be, if he really likes me, he'll be like, oh, okay, yeah, no, that's no problem. Like, but versus like, but if I'm just giving like that little excuse that she gave, like, you knew she was capping. So that's
forgetting is not an excuse. Do you have a job? You ever had a job before?
Yeah, I have.
Do you forget to go to work?
I actually have.
I do.
Ooh.
I thought I was off this Monday. I'm so sorry. I thought it was off. I thought I had the PTO.
As far as I'm concerned, you fired then. You fired. And I'm going to tell you why. You know, if you don't find me to be important enough for you to remember, or if you're forgetful enough, I don't think you could add value to me, right? Because I need a woman who can represent me in my absence. You heard me? If I need some business to get done, I need you to be able to show up for me on time, represent me and my family name. You know what I'm saying? So if you can't get those basics together, I don't have faith that you can ever help me earn money. I got money, but I want you to come in and help me grow this, right? So I feel like you playing Connect 4, you playing Uno. I need somebody who's playing chess.
Bam.
But wait.
You think though, so I would max you out though. You heard me? I would max you out, but that'd have to be the end of it. Because you got the body, but you ain't got the mind.
Don't you think that's a lot for like the first date though? Like you say, you gotta help me make money. I just met you. I barely remember your name.
No, you gotta have the potential.
Like you know,
long term. You're saying long term.
Yeah, you gotta have the potential. But here's the thing though. When you come in the door before you go out with me, are you telling me you didn't Google my name?
What do you?
What I'm saying is, you know who you dealing with. What I'm saying is, you gonna start typing MARQUETT, and then it's gonna auto populate my name. And then the auto populate on Google is going to say Marquett Burton, net worth. And then that's going to make you start guessing like, oh.
Because girls do Google every guy they go out with, let's be honest.
Or they do Instagram check with Instagram, looking at your profile.
Right, believe that. So you already know who you're dealing with. So it's not like you coming in blind. And when you think like, okay, this man's running companies, this man has all these responsibilities, it would be inconsiderate for you to like waste some of my time when my time's valuable.
No, I understand that. That's why the communication comes in, where I said, you know what, I did forget this, but I am free after X time. If that works for you, then
you have to pay a choosing fee.
Well,
You have to pay a choosing fee.
you have no
If you want to get back on my schedule, you're gonna have to pay a choosing fee. You're gonna have to make a sacrifice to let me know you're serious.
What is the like? What?
Bitch, you gotta pay to be around him.
Yeah.
Straight up.
If you don't know, then you lost.
No, I mean, if it doesn't work out,
He's
it
a
doesn't work.
pimp.
But then again, at the end of the day, I'm also very faith-based. Like, if it doesn't work out,
Yeah.
if the gods align it, the stars want it to happen,
Oh
we'll
my
make it
God.
happen.
Look, Gentlemen, when you meet a young
Manifest it,
lady like
Myron.
this, can you stand up? Because they need to see what you keep. Would you mind just standing up real quick? Just hit a 180 real quick so they can see what we're talking about out here.
Period.
Oh, she
My
thick
way,
thick.
though. I got to see my way.
She did.
Yeah.
There you go.
Oh, she thick thick. Okay.
There we go.
Okay. No bra and
Look.
everything. Okay.
So with this Dr. Phil process, you heard me? When you first meet her, chop it up a little bit, figure out what's going on upstairs. And when you realize, like, okay, she a little bit shaky up there, that's when you accelerate the game and you try to max her out because she hella thick. So you don't want to let that slide because you don't see that every day. So you go ahead and max her out and then, see what happened from there. Because it seems like following up with you is going to be very difficult.
No, like I said, if I like it, but for me, it works for the guys I date, and I date your level of
Mine?
like of
Kill
your whatever
Not
it
pimps,
is.
but
No.
you know,
Not the
No.
pimp part, but
Yeah.
like
You don't.
but
date.
like so, but it works. I'm very
Pimps don't
I'm big on communication, so it works out.
And they got
And
time
so,
for you to be
like,
messing up their schedule?
But it's not messing up your schedule. I asked you what your schedule was, and then we just work our schedules together, and we'll find a time and day it works.
Together.
That's amazing. Because
It's not that hard. I just feel like
that's amazing.
Merch.
you're just asking for a lot at the beginning.
Nah, it's trippy because like if I go give a speaking engagement, that's $13,000. If I do a consultation, we talking about $1,000 for 30 minutes of my time, right? So if I allocate 3 hours for us to go out and do something, and you're like, oh hey, I can't make it, then I'm like, damn, that 3 hours could have been $4,000-5,000. So we we can't be living like that. No. But the thing that messes me up is that you're so comfortable with it. Like me, even if you worked at 7-Eleven or if you're a waitress, I'm gonna respect your time the way I respect my time because I say be good to good people. So even though we might be in different incomes, I'm gonna respect you the same way I want respect. But just the fact that you're so easygoing with like messing over my time, I don't like that. I want to know what your daddy told you. I want to know how that got set up like that.
I mean, it's like I told you before, it's just, to me, it's not stressful. I understand where you're coming from. Like,
Yeah.
oh, your 3 hours could have been used to make
Yeah.
money. I understand that.
You mean generally
like,
speaking, though,
You're
right?
nervous.
Generally, he's
Yeah.
probably
Don't get
saying
nervous.
generally speaking, like just dating. Generally, it's not personal.
No, I understand. No, but I'm
Yeah.
just saying in general, like
Mhm.
if the time could be met, X person could have used whatever time they used for whatever
Yeah.
saying. But I don't know.
All right, very interesting. So, okay, and then you two, because I know there's something. I don't know if you guys noticed what just went down just now, but I'm gonna break it. I was listening very intently. So, when you tell a guy, the question I asked was, you tell a guy, oh, you're gonna hate me. At that point, when you're making that statement, are you content with the fact that you're probably not gonna talk to him again?
First of all, I wouldn't say, oh, you're gonna hate me. I would just be straight up, tell him like what's going on, give him a call,
Okay.
and then then it would be done.
But
after
regardless,
that.
you don't care because you're.
Oh
flaking.
no,
Okay.
no. I would care if I really like you.
Okay.
Like I'm the type of person, if I really like you, I'm gonna call, I'm gonna text, I'm gonna send you a picture where I am.
Okay.
Like I know that you're not supposed to do like girlfriend things before you're a girlfriend, but I feel like if you're really feeling the person and you want to be.
So
with
what
that
are you gonna do
person,
to? What are you gonna do to? I guess right the wrong then. In that case.
So right the wrong, I would text, ask him, oh, can I call you, blah, blah, blah. If he's too busy, can I call you at another time, blah,
Okay.
blah.
All
Just
right.
do the
All right.
thing so he knows. Because I don't know, guys think a girl's kind of.
Oh, what
shit or
about you?
whatever.
As far as like, if you tell him that, are you content with the fact that that you may not see him again?
I want to say yes because I must have not prioritized him. So if I did some last minute stuff, that means I didn't have you in the regard that I actually wanted to follow through. And that's
Fair
just
enough.
the truth.
That whole exchange that I just noticed is there. It was very interesting because what I've come to realize, from bringing, we brought what? A couple, someone actually was keeping track of all the girls we brought, and they said we're almost at 1,000.
Okay.
Oh my
But-
god.
Yeah, of all the different girls that we brought on the show, and
Cool.
from that, because talking with guys, because we're in a unique position, right? We have the podcast where we talk to the girls right here, real time. Then we have hundreds of men that we've spoken to getting their experiences from all over the world, right? And one thing I've come to realize is women in general, not all of you, really don't respect men's time. They really don't. You know what I'm saying? They think it's like, hey, whatever, it is what it is. If I show up on a day, I show up. If I don't, I'll just make up some kind of excuse, or he'll hit me back up, which you kind of alluded to earlier. He'll hit me back up. Like, the confidence is crazy. And what Marquett did just now was, well, that's not acceptable. You shouldn't be wasting time. And all the ladies at the table, I was watching each of your expressions to his reaction very closely. And all of you guys were extremely uncomfortable with him saying, yeah, that's not cool. You shouldn't be doing that. I could be doing this, X, Y, Z. And it's very interesting to me because women rarely get told, hey, that's not fucking cool for you to be doing that. And let alone do they know the sacrifice that men make sometimes to hang out with them, the money lost, the time lost, etc. And this isn't to attack you or anybody else on the panel, but it's just very interesting because very rarely, let's be honest here. If you flake on a guy, very rarely are you going to have that discourse, with that guy to actually be held accountable for your actions. You're just going to flake. You probably won't talk to each other again, or you'll ignore his text messages, whatever it is. Yeah. But you got a guy here, right, in the 0.001% telling you, hey, that's unacceptable behavior. And then you said, well, I go out with guys like that all the time, and my thing is, yeah, but can you keep them? And that's really the thing I think women need to understand is that, just because you go out with these guys and you might go on a date here or there or whatever, and you waste their time here or there, and that's not necessarily acceptable behavior to keep them long term, because what a lot of guys will do is they'll tolerate that bullshit for a period of time to get sex. Marquett is telling you guys, I ain't tolerating it, period. But some guys, that might be at his net worth or whatever, might tolerate it for sex, but they will never tolerate it long term because it will start to hurt their pockets and they're not going to tolerate it. Yeah. So I think women just need to know that flaking on guys, is it could bite you in the ass later on if you like the guy. Because I've seen girls like kind of do it and they kind of like the guy a little bit, and then the guy's like, fuck this shit, because they think he's gonna come back and he doesn't. Yeah.
But the scary part is that, like, imagine the average guy that's working a job.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah.
He has to either miss work that day or he's taking a day off. Either has kids or family or part to do. Says, you know what? I'm gonna reserve a table for us. I'm gonna plan a whole date for you. If you just say to him, oh, rain check. My bad. Hope you don't hate me, but
got him.
I got other shit to do. And it's like that guy, he's losing maybe his livelihood to make sure you have a good time. So to me, the average guy is out of luck too, because in their scenario, that might be how they live.
Yeah.
And the youngin who was 19 earlier, he said, Marquett, what's the biggest challenge you've had with women? I didn't really give that much air because it's like there are no challenges in as much as, not that I haven't failed to get the woman I want. It's more so like, that's never been important. Because if you actually are a person of merit, like if you're a good woman, the right guy is going to like what you are. You hear me? And so if a female doesn't like what I am, I'm like, you don't like intelligent, accomplished, healthy, wise men? You's a dumb bitch, right? Like, she can exit stage left.
Yeah.
So with this piece about like the average working guy clearing out his schedule to accommodate a female, let me let you guys know, don't you ever even schedule a date or make reservations. You know what I do? I do what I was going to do. Right. So whatever I was going to do Thursday, hey, love, you can tag along. I'm about to do this, this, and this. If you want to join, go ahead and pull up. Now, the thing is, when you're living at a high level, whatever I'm doing on Thursday might be super cracking, right? Like I might be going to this concert or going to this football game or basketball game. So it's a better thing than most people. But at the end of the day, I never plan around a female because you got these kind of attitudes where it's like, they so easily will waste your time. And the reason they waste your time, and I can't blame Shorty for saying the guy's going to come back, because these suckers will come back, right? Yeah. Absolutely, they do. And that's the problem when the women don't know who they're dealing with. Because she says she dates guys like me, and I know that that's impossible. That's
or
impossible.
if she does, it can't be. It's not going to be like on a serious level.
No, it's not impossible, because I would have met her, been like, "Ooh, you hella thick, you thicker than a Snicker." I would have maxed her out, and that would have been the end of it, and she'd have been in my DMs on request.
Long term. That's what I'm saying. Like they're not going to take her serious. Like they're going to play the game to get laid, and then they're not going to like stick around.
She wouldn't have got more than 24 hours in Marquettafornia, in Marquettadelphia, in the United States of Marquetta, because she'd have got 24 hours. That'd have been it.
But Marquett, you made a very good point. You're already doing an activity, just coming along to accompany you on activity.
Yes.
And I think another thing too that guys need to understand, and ladies, this is not to attack y'all or whatever. I think it's just very important to have these conversations.
Fine. I'm hopping DMs. You heard me. I'm talking my talk. Yeah.
I think the important thing that guys need to take away is that in general, women don't respect men's time. So you shouldn't be sitting there and trying to acquiesce on a woman's schedule. You need to have your thing going, and then she can join you alongside, because since women are programmed to waste your time, no offense, ladies, you know what I'm saying? The reason why they're programmed that way is because women have a bunch of options. Think about it, bro. If you had 100 girls in your DMs all the time, would you give a fuck if a girl like didn't hang out or whatever? That's how women operate. Like they got a bunch of guys hitting them up at all times. So you're not that special to them, which is fine. It is what it is. And more than some girls have it where a dude's gonna hit them up regardless of if you flake on them. So I wouldn't respect your time either if you kept hitting me up after I flaked on you a million times. Facts. So I think guys need to understand, not get mad at women and cry about it. They just need to adapt to the situation, understand that you need to bring her into your world and you never go into hers. Because if you go into hers, you're going to get your time wasted, bro.
Bam.
You know what I'm saying? Women have an abundance mindset on steroids. Like they don't give a fuck about your feelings or anything else like that. If they want to flake, they're going to flake. They're going to do what they want to do. They're going to go with the best option. You know what I'm saying?
Could be.
I think I have a question for you.
Yes,
so when you were speaking to her, as far as, I think you guys mentioned like the rescheduling dates and stuff, like if I'm speaking to someone or trying to get to know someone and they reschedule on me, then that means that then she doesn't know that I'm a high level man. Do you think other men jump to that off rip? Like, do you think that the majority of men out there are in your shoes to kind of like have that same conclusion, or no?
Very few men are in my shoes. And that's why females have very low value for men's time, because most men's time is not valuable.
Yeah. And
also, to Myron's point earlier, women will value your time at the level you value your time. So if you let them waste it, then they will. And so as a man, you have to set a standard and let her know nothing less than that will do. But to give you an example of a man who's better off than I am financially and reputation wise, one of my first investors from my tech company, I'm not going to say his name, but he's very wealthy, and you've all used this technology. So I remember when I had my first meeting with him, I was a young guy in my early 20s. I didn't know much. His wife had introduced me to him, and he worked at this particular company. Like, it's not Facebook. Let's say it's Facebook. It's on that level, right? So let's say it's Facebook. So I'm on the phone with him and I say, what's your position at Facebook? He says, are you serious? I was like, what do you mean? I was like, yeah, like, what's your role there? He was like, you're not serious. And he hung up. And the reason he hung up is because he was the founder of the company. So his position was founder and CEO. And he was like, oh, you didn't research me before we talked? So you're about to ask me dumb questions for the next 30 minutes that you could have found out on the internet so that you could ask me high level questions. So he hung up on me. So I had to call his wife to get another meeting set up. Yeah. And I'm sure she probably begged him and pleaded with him. But I say that to say this. A man in his position doesn't need me. A man in his position doesn't have to give me time. It was a privilege and I didn't realize it. So I say that to say, pretty much everyone I've encountered in similar situations, they're pretty much like, hey, be on time, be with it. And the guys who will tolerate that, who say they are wealthy, those are the guys who are nerds and they got money to get women. When you're dealing with a guy who actually has inherent value, meaning they got women before they got money, your experience with him is going to be radically different because he already knows what's what. You know what I'm saying? And he's not going to be a trick. You're not having a trick experience. You're having like something really.
That's real.
Yeah.
I think that women probably should do their homework. Actually, everyone.
Right. And women,
just do your homework on the person.
Women usually do more homework than men, right? Because you guys are detail oriented. Y'all do your homework 9 out of 9, which is why I don't have to cancel y'all very much. Yeah. I got to cancel, but everybody else gonna show up, well researched.
Yeah. No, and I think that's a fantastic point that you made, because we talk a lot on this podcast about having money and being successful, which is extremely important.
Yeah.
But you guys also need to have the experience with women as well, because you don't want to be a guy that has money but doesn't understand female nature, because what's going to happen is you're going to end up becoming a trick. You're going to end up paying for bags, paying them money just to hang out with you. You're going to end up essentially a sugar daddy, which is not what you want, guys.
Yeah.
Right. I always tell you guys this. A woman cannot have genuine desire for you at the same time while you're paying her for sex. You just can't coexist. Once you're in the customer/trick frame, that's it. It's done. She can no longer give you a certain level of sex. You're not going to get her best. You're going to get the starfish, the bullshit, whatever it is, because she's just making ends meet, or she just you're a means to an end. So I think that's very important.
I want to chime off.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead, please.
Also, I feel like that decreases their desirability. Like a man that you were late the first time, or you rain checked on him, and he's accepting of that. I think I'm not going to find you as desirable if every time I rain check on you, you accept that. That means you must not have other things going on that's important. So,
and that brings
I like your point.
That brings another thing too. I always say the foundation of a woman's love is always respect, always. And when you let girls walk all over you, flaking on dates, etc., what you're doing is you're letting her basically slap you in the face with no repercussions. Not physically, obviously, but she's disrespecting you. And women need respect, like they need it, like it's required, because women look at you. Women don't date their equal. They always date a man that's above them. And if you're above her, then she shouldn't feel okay disrespecting you. She should actually have the fear of God in her to disrespect you because you can leave her, not out of some physical violence or whatever. Your strongest power as a man is being able to walk away. If you're able to walk away, then she knows, damn, my position is not solid with this guy. If my position is not solid with this guy, what's going to happen? She's going to behave. She's going to respect your time. She's going to admire and respect you because she knows that you're not there at all times if she fucks up. And this is why it's so important to have other women in play. I know some of the ladies that that's fucked up. That's misogynistic. Hey, women only get in line when they know you have other women in line. It's the reality. It is what it is. So,